Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam apekshoyam Atmabodho vidhiyate. So last session we saw about the non-doership of the self. Atma is the akarta. So that we saw through different analogies. One was the analogy of the sun. As the sun rises, everybody becomes active. Then we also saw about the blueness in the sky, how the blueness in the sky is superimposed. It is actually not there. Same way the doership in us is a superimposition. When we identify with the equipment, then we feel I am the doer, I am the feeler, I am the enjoyer. But if we withdraw from those equipments in the quiet moments of meditation, then I am not the karta at all. I am one infinite consciousness. That thought continues ahead in the next verse also, 22nd. Ajñānān mānasopadhehe कर्तृत्वादीनि चात्मनि कल्प्यन्तेऽम्बुगते चन्द्रे चलनादि यथाम्भसः. So, kartritvadini, the feeling that I am doing, I am enjoying, I know this, I know that, all those thoughts, they are ajñānat, because of ignorance, manasopadhe, when we identify with the mind. The example given here is kalpyante ambugate chandre. In the water, when there is a reflection of the moon, now if the water is shaking, the reflection will appear to be shaking, so the moon appears to be shaking. But actually what has happened? Neither the moon is shaking, nor the reflection is shaking. What is shaking? Is the water. Same way in our mind, when the mind is having many thoughts. So the trembling of the water here means the thought agitations. The mind is symbolic of water. So the mind which has many thoughts, when I look at myself through the thoughts, then I feel I am the doer, I am the thinker, I am feeling this, I am going through that. But if we quieten it, just like in the water, when the water becomes still, then the reflection no more appears to be shaking. If the water is, gently shaking, then the reflection is still seen and it will be shaky. But if it is very disturbed water, the reflection won't even be seen. So same way it is that when there are so many thoughts in our mind, there is no way to understand and know that I am consciousness. One Sufi saint, maybe not a Sufi saint, Meher Baba he was called. So Meher Baba, he used to say that a fast mind is a sick mind. Sick mind. A slow mind is a sound mind, but a still mind is a divine mind. divine mind. So fast mind here meaning psychologically very, very fast. Too many thought agitation psychologically. Functional thoughts don't create a problem. Psychological thoughts, fears, anxieties, all those things, they will create. So he used to say fast mind is a sick mind. Because a faster mind means the reflection will not be seen. The water is not steady, it is violently shaking actually. Then nothing will be seen in the reflection. It will only be all disturbance in the water. Same way here. So fast mind is a sick mind. If that becomes little slower, so a slow mind is a sound mind. Much more stronger is the mind. See, lesser thoughts means more strength. And a still mind is the divine mind, which is the strongest. Meaning it has transcended the limitations of the mind itself. That person who has attained stillness, that person realizes the Supreme. So that is what here he says, that the water shaking is attributed to the reflection. The reflection doesn't shake actually, nor does the moon. Same way the self in us is pure, it doesn't change, it doesn't shake. There is no doership in that. But when we see it through the mind, then we see all kinds of disturbances, agitations, ego, attachments, aversion. All these come because we are not seeing the reflection. Through the quiet waters, we are seeing it through the disturbed water. So now what should be done at that time? If I turn my attention to the moon, then all the more it becomes very easy saying that the moon is not affected no matter what the condition of the water is. But that's the example's limitation, that even if the water is disturbed, I can still see the moon. Because I am outside and I am seeing the water, reflection, moon up there. That's the limitation of the example. Here, we are trapped in this, we are the reflection. The ego is the reflection. Now, till the water doesn't become quiet, I can't turn the attention to the moon up. So, though I may have all knowledge that my nature is infinite, Satchidanand, Atma, I am not the body, mind, intellect, nothing will happen. One may listen to it also, but no transformation will happen. Why? Because the mind is disturbed. And the only way to quieten the mind is sadhana. Make it pure, make it single pointed, and then meditate. Then the mind becomes quiet. Then the person can realize, oh, I am not the reflection, I am not the water, I am the moon actually. Same way, I am not the mind, I am not the ego, I am self, pure consciousness. So that's what this is. The mixing up has happened. Water and the moon, how we have mixed up. In the same way we have mixed up self and the mind. And that's why he says ajnanat, because of ignorance, because we don't know. Now, so this ends that chain of thought where the non-doership of the Atma is explained. Now comes the next part, see 23rd one. Ragecha sukha dukkhadi buddhau satyam pravartate sushuptau nasti tannashe tasmad buddhestu natmanaha. Now what makes that water disturbed? What makes the mind disturbed? Is this. Raga means raga and dvesha. Ichha, desire. Sukha and dukkha, they are the fruits of our action. Now these will disturb the mind. Attachment and aversion. To the extent I am attached, to that extent the mind will be disturbed. Whatever I have aversion towards, that also will disturb the mind. So both raga and dvesha will disturb the mind. Ichha, one desire is enough and it will disturb the mind. So whatever is the See, if one desire can disturb the mind, like if you put one stone in the still water, it will have ripple effect. One desire. If you want realization of the self, no selfish desires at all. As long as I think I am a ego, I am Mr. So-and-so, I am a finite individual, I need something for my happiness, so long desires will remain. Till I don't see through the limitation of desire, it's not a question of I should have desires or should not have desire. It is not by willpower, it is by clarity and understanding. If you tell a child, don't play with childhood toys, a child has to play, it will play. When the child grows up, the child will automatically let go of it. Then the question doesn't come, should I play with those toys or not? Because the child has grown. One who has seen through the limitation of desires wants to experience the bliss of desirelessness. Now that person will turn towards this. See, the desires I can go through with the attitude that I got more and more fulfillment of desire, so I feel very happy, which will increase my desire. Or I can go through with the attitude that I have seen through enough in life, no matter what I do, I will still remain incomplete. Is there a way to feel fulfilled? Now the person who goes through desire with this attitude, saying ki no matter what I do, let me observe what will this lead to. And every single desire, whatever that desire may be, will lead only to finite result. Except one desire, which is a desire to be desireless, which seems to be a contradiction. But yes, that's a special type of a desire. It's like saying, I want to sleep. Now, if I hold on to that thought, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, what will I do? I will put aside all the other thoughts because I want to sleep. And then just go to sleep. So that will put aside all the other thoughts, and this thought, I don't have to do anything, it will subside on its own. So it is like that. I can go through desires in the world with the attitude that I ate, drank, enjoyed, very good. Or along with this, I can add introspection and ask myself, what did I get? Did it remove my sense of incompleteness? Did it make me fulfilled? Did it dissolve the question, what next? If it did not do that, is there a way to do that? Because there are people who have experienced it. And that's what we all seek. So when a person understands that there is a higher state, then desire fulfillment is not a question of should or should not. It is a question of how do I go through the desire. I can go through desire with alertness, that I get out of it. Or I can go through the desire with inalertness, that I get more and more caught up in the desire. That depends on me. If you see a movie, first time you go to see a movie, how excited one is. Which movie? What is the latest movie? I don't know. What is going on? Thappad. Okay, chalo. Thappad. So now if you see Thappad first time, you are very excited, no? Second time, little less. Third time, still lesser. 10th time, you know everything. Exactly, I am coming to that. But that is not happening to us with everything, no. We are revisiting all those things again and again. How many times you would have eaten Black Forest pastry? Still the attachment is there or not? It's just that for that moment that law of diminishing return works, I have eaten it, I am very satisfied right now, bas. After that another 2 days again. Attachment doesn't go so easily. But if I see for myself very clearly and I understand, introspect very well, I have a choice in this human life. That what should I do? I can become desireless. How to become desireless? Not by suppressing desire, by exhausting desire through intelligence and alertness. Without intelligence and alertness, I go through desire, I will become a victim of desire. With intelligence and alertness, I go through desire, I will get the capability to drop it. Because there's nothing there. Honestly, there's nothing there. No, Swamiji, when that black forest I eat, Brahmananda it is. Very good. Continue.
Exhausting desires with intelligence and
Alertness. I have to be very alert. How the desire plays. Actually speaking, desire is a build-up of our mind or not? 20 people would have told you that black forest pastry is fantastic, taste of chocolate is very good and everything. So that has built in our head, and now I have seen people, they drink, in advertisement they show that one mango juice or something they will drink and like that, and one drop will fall, and then one is seeing all that. One builds in the head, oh, it is so tasty, and summertime, nothing, you drink water, your thirst will go faster than drinking that cold, what is that, mango juice. But no, we don't apply our intelligence and alertness. We get conditioned by what we have been programmed. And whatever they want us to feel, they are programming us with that. And they are succeeding. Continuously they are succeeding. It's not only products, it's people also. So half of our experiences, or more than that, is all conditioned by whatever we see, hear, taste, smell, touch. Not really intelligently thought through. See, as children, there is no vivek. We play with any toy because intelligence only is not there. So we think this is real. But when we grow, vivek has come. Still the mind doesn't. Why? Because the peer pressure and the majority, we have to conform. Now that's where we get stuck. So the mind doesn't have alertness to watch, did this really give me so much of bliss? Even if it gave for how long? If you calculate the amount of pleasure I got by fulfillment of the desire versus the energy I have put in to brood about it, to strive to get it, then to enjoy it, and then the craving that is left behind. If all these four I analyze, I will realize what am I doing? So the person who understands this very well, while going through desires, one will be alert and ask for oneself, what did I get? Slowly, the fascination that one has for it, exaggerated value that we have given, that will all come down. Exaggerated value, if it comes down, to that extent, my dependency, this raga, will come down. Because if I have not built up something in my head so big, it will not disappoint me at all. It will not agitate me. And it will not excite me so much also. Then person wonders, what will my life be? It will become boring. But it will not become boring. See, we are used to extreme, raga and dvesha. So go up with what we like, go down with what we don't like. So that's why I say sukha and dukkha. But this middle ground which is there, that is actually the beauty of the whole thing. If the middle ground was not there, we would not even know what is up, what is down. We won't know what is excitement and what is depression, if balance was not there. So if I get out of raga and dvesha, what will happen to me? My life will become peaceful. Maximum growth happens only in equanimity, not in agitation. Positive or negative agitation, growth cannot happen, especially in spiritual life. I am talking about the elation and sadness, which is connected with attachment and aversion. Enthusiasm, inspiration, the capability to explore life, to see for oneself what it is, all those things will happen. That will not stop, because the quieter the mind is, greater will be the potential that will manifest of the mind. So this raga, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, these are all qualities of this mind which actually sap away the energy of the mind. So he says here, buddhyau satyam pravartate. They are there only when this buddhi, man and buddhi are active. Do we feel raga and dvesha in that state of deep sleep? Sushuptau nasti tannashe. In deep sleep it is not there. Tasmat buddhestu na atmanaha. Hence this raga and dvesha belong to buddhi. They don't belong to me. I am the Atma. If something is there, so this is called mutual dependency. That they are interrelated. If X is there, Y is there. If X is not there, Y is not there. Means what? X and Y are very closely connected. It happens in satsang also, no? People come as satsang buddies. If you go, I will go. Let us go together. If you don't go, I will not come. Yeah. It happens in everything. One has people to go with. Jogging. If you go jogging, come wake me up, I will also go. If you are not going, I am not going. Means both are closely connected. Same way, raga, dvesha is there when buddhi is there. If buddhi is not there, raga and dvesha is not there. So what does that mean? Buddhi only has raga and dvesha, Atma has no raga and dvesha. Atma is beyond that, even right now. But today I define myself through the buddhi, so I feel I have raga and dvesha. So the attitude here is that Atma is free from raga and dvesha. How will I know that? Only when I reduce my raga and dvesha. So this is not to justify any raga and dvesha. This is to help us to reduce the raga and dvesha so that I can turn my attention within saying, I am the Atma which has no raga and no dvesha. Unnecessarily identifying with the buddhi and the raga and dvesha, what is happening? I am going up and down with the buddhi. Whatever the roles have to be played by the actor is not that. If the actor goes up and down with the role, forgetting one's identity, then that is what has happened to us. Hence, this is to make a person understand very clearly that raga and dvesha belong to the buddhi. I am the sakshi of raga and dvesha. I am beyond raga and dvesha. Please remember, this is not to say that I don't do anything about my raga and dvesha. Saying anyway it doesn't belong to me. This intellectual knowledge may be there, ki Atma doesn't have raga and dvesha. But do I think I am the Atma right now? That I am not thinking. I am thinking I am the Jiva, Mr. So and so. So I have all attachments and aversions. So how to come to this state now? I have to reduce my raga and reduce my dvesha. So raga is a strong attachment. Dvesha is a strong aversion. So if I have to reduce raga, what should I do? There are many ways to reduce raga. But two important ways are, one is I have to do the pratipaksha bhavana. I have to see the pain in that. Whatever I am attached to, I have to see the pain of that. And second, I have to withdraw from that for some time and find a substitute. These two I have to do. See the pain of it so that the exaggerated value we have given reduces. If you get that black forest pastry, you should see the number of calories it will add to you. It doesn't help, no? That is if I don't love my goal as fitness. If my goal is fitness, then it will help saying, no, this is too much calorie. This I can't eat. But if my goal is not fitness, then gone. Or see the harmful effect of chocolate. Or whatever else it can be. Sugar, white sugar, anything.
Anything in moderation is okay, na? Again, abstain is not that simple.
No. So it depends on my goal. See, that's what I am saying. If goal is to get out of my attachment to that, then if your first step for it is moderation, from excess to moderation is an improvement. But from moderation to complete freedom from attachment towards it, that is the next step.
That's the next step. And we convince ourselves like that.
So that justification if we do, then it will remain.
I'm doing this, but at least I'm not doing that. I'm doing this.
So from step A to B I am coming. From excessive indulgence to moderation I am coming, which is a good beginning. Straight away if you stop, difficult. But also it depends on which pleasure is that.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation is good is a very general statement. Potassium cyanide in moderation is not good.
Like, what is moderation for me? What is moderation for you? That is also different.
It is relatively different, but there will be a benchmark. Definitely benchmark is there according to your age, according to your weight, whatever. Parameters will be there. So it won't be one quantity for everybody, no doubt. But it will be there because people don't want to even take that. They will say what is, moderation for you and moderation for me is different, so I will indulge. So they will say this is indulgence for you, this is moderation for me. But that possibly is a justification if they are not very objective about it. If they are objective, then there is no problem. If they were eating some 20 pieces in a day, you come down to 10, but there is still moderation for that person. So the idea here is from excess to moderation one can come, but what is my goal? If my goal is I want to drop my attachment to that. See, it's not about eating that chocolate or eating that cake. It is about my tendency to be attached that without this I can't be happy. If I want to get out of that, then what have I thought in my head where I've equated this to happiness? That thought has to get deflated first. Is it just the taste? Is it something else? Is it a psychological phenomenon? What is it that each one has to identify on their own? That what is that which makes me feel that without this I cannot be happy? And sometimes one says, no, I don't have any such attachment, but if it's available, I'll just eat it. Then it is not an attachment. It is available, you are eating it and it is harmless to you, eat it, there is no problem. But when it leaves a craving behind, when one sees it and one knows that I have, let us say, diabetes, and still I am not able to control, then that means there is an attachment. Now that I need to master. So my motive must be clear. It's not about eating or not eating. It is about mastering that attachment so that the mind can be turned within. Because every single attachment makes me heavy. Every single attachment. And if I want to rise high, I cannot be heavy. You see, when we go on trekking, one small bag, this much bag it will be, with one bottle of water and some maybe dry fruit or something, one small bag. But higher altitude we climb now, oxygen is less. That one small bag also feels like very heavy. Because it is so, its weight may be only some 1 kilo, 1.5 kilos. But if I am walking up there, then I will need to lighten myself, otherwise I can't walk. Even a rocket, if you see, the actual Land Rover and the satellite will be very small. A huge rocket goes up and step by step it will keep dropping. Our mind is like that. If it has to soar high in meditation, its attachments have to drop. It becomes lighter. It will float up. How many of you know swimming here? Those of you who know swimming, you know that if your mind relaxes, the body floats more. You see that? If the mind doesn't relax, the body doesn't float. It will float anyway if I allow it to float. Natural buoyancy of the water, the body will float. But majority drown not because of anything, they drown because of fear only. You see? I am telling you because I am learning swimming.
And this desire. Now, suppose if I am a painter and have this deep desire to paint. Now, is that
Swadharma is not a desire. You see, Swadharma is what is your innate temperament, which you want to express through your painting. So what you feel in your mind, you want to express through painting, that is no problem. Through that, whatever I want, Suppose I say I want through that name, fame, that will make me happy. Through that I want money, that will make me happy. That dependency becomes attachment.
Just painting
No.
likes to paint and there's a deep desire.
No problem. See, every seed has innate potential. It will manifest as a plant and tree and fruit and all that will come. Same way, all of us have innate temperament that is called swadharma. And what Gita tells us, that dedicate that swadharma to a higher purpose, then the expression happens without attachment. Svesve karmani abhiratah samsiddhim labhate naraha. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. So with our actions, we can attain the supreme when I dedicate it for a higher purpose. So expression of the action is not a problem, swadharma is not a problem. But all the other things which get associated, those are the problem. You will see in anybody's life it will be like that. A great cricketer, if the person is focusing on cricket, the game will be fantastic. Focus on the cricket, focus on playing well, focus on sportsmanship spirit, focus on the country, team, good. If the focus goes away from that to how many brands of advertisement I got, how much money I got, how much popular I am, how many people have fallen because of that only. Because the mind now is not operating in swadharma, the mind has gone into paradharma. So swadharma is not going to create a problem as long as it is dedicated to a higher purpose. If that swadharma becomes a means for my ego boosting, then it will become a problem there. If it is just that I have a talent, I am expressing, I feel good, do it for a noble cause, ho gaya. No issue at all. So,
Same will be there for like a desire to come to success.
Same will be there because nobody sits and broods over it. Does anybody sit and brood?
You want to come for the next class.
That is a different thing. But does one imagine and fantasize pleasure out of it? Ki once I will go to success. So nice it will be. Then I will levitate. Nothing. Nobody broods on it. Other sense pleasure I brood, na? That when I go here, this will happen, then I will enjoy, then this will happen like this. So we build an image of ourselves so much we brood. That creates our attachment. Satsang will not create that. Swadharma will not create. Nobody, no painter is going to sit and brood. If he sits and broods, he can't paint. So you naturally paint and you are thinking about it and you are, forgotten yourself. Swadharma, the main point of Swadharma is what actually? I forget myself in the talent which is innate to me. तो फिर वहाँ तो desire बढ़ेगा ही नहीं. Ego will become lesser. So that is Swadharma. So that is not called what is referred here. So attachment, I was telling you 2 points. Now one point is that inflated value I have given has to be deflated. So I have to see the painful side of it. You see, the mind doesn't want to see the painful side of it. If I am deriving some pleasure out of my attachment, I don't want to see the painful side of it. But if my desire to get out of attachment is strong, then only I will see the painful side of it. And if I can't see, somebody else should help me to see that. Okay, what is the pain that this brings in my life? It can be even a simple thing like I'm attached to the phone or attached to whatever, social media, or to some browsing on the net, anything, or keeping up till late in the night. Now, there is a price to pay for all this. So, one is to see the price I pay for it. Second is, do I have a purpose for which I want to be in this self-control? See, everything comes down to this one point. Why do I want to get out of attachment? If I want to know myself, if you see the first shloka of Atmabodha says, Mumukshunam apekshoyam Atmabodho vidhiyate. If I am a mumukshu, I want freedom. If freedom I value more than anything else, then I will want to get out of attachment. But if I value comfort more than freedom, pleasure more than freedom, then I don't want to get out of my attachment. Then getting out of attachment is a pain. Then one has to push oneself, come on, do it, half-hearted, unwilling, somehow one will do it. But if one really values freedom, one wants to have a mind which is not dependent, one wants to know the self, one wants to not have any dependencies, then one will put the effort. So if I am feeling that I don't want to get over any certain attachment, I should ask myself, what do I really value in life? And this has to happen again and again, till that desire to be free doesn't become absolutely strong, which makes me drop all attachments. Dropping attachment doesn't mean dropping house, dropping family, dropping work. No, it means the psychological dependency inside has to go. So two things required for it. One is see the painful side of every attachment. I am attached to my children, to my spouse, to my sibling, whatever, money, power, position, anything. What pain that attachment will bring, I have to see that. And what will be the attitude, if I am not attached, how free will I be? How free that other person will be? How meaningful our relationship can be? How much more we can focus on the other person, because in attachment I am important. In love, the beloved is important. So if I see all that, how much conflict, fight, etc. has happened because of attachment only. Because ego will come up sometime. So now if I see all that very clearly, then I want to drop it. Then the second step has to happen, I must be away from it also for some time and find a substitute. Because if I am not away from it, intellectual thought is one thing, but the habit is something else. If I am used to eating sugar and I don't keep away from sugar, intellectually I can rattle off all the harmful effects of sugar, but still I will go and eat because I am not keeping away from that. Correct, doctor who smokes. It's like that. So everything one knows, but one can't stop it because one has not put the steps to be away from it. And this is not suppression. Please remember, if the first step is not done, then it is suppression. If I have seen through the pain of it, if I really value that state of freedom, then this is not suppression. Then I can be away from it. And when I am away from it, I should not brood on it. That is important. Because if I brood on that, then again I am strengthening. So many people do that. 1 year I will not eat any sweet. But in that 1 year they go on brooding over sweet. And as the time comes for that 1 year to be complete, one is eagerly waiting. 10 days to go, 9 days to go, 8 days to go. Then that attachment is going to remain strong. So I don't need to brood at that time. What should I do? Find some other substitute, find a greater source of joy. Eat sattvic food, meditate, do anything, exercise, learn something new. Channelize that energy towards something else which will give me more freedom, which will give me more sense of joy. That person will be able to reduce raga from their life. If it is connecting with people, then I need to reduce contact with the person for some time at least. Otherwise the mind will keep thinking. It will not be able to detach because the mind will go on thinking of the person. So I will have to reduce the contact also. Physical meeting I will have to reduce, contact on phone or social media or WhatsApp also I will have to reduce, and change the direction of conversation if required to something else which is more creative, more objective, which is not personal. Then slowly the mind will change. So this is the way to get out of raga. How to get out of dvesha? What I don't like. Apply the opposite. See the pleasure of that. If you don't like Bengan, see the pleasure of that. Find out what all good things Bengan can do. No. Bengan has many advantages. Begun is just the English word, what is that? Hindi word for it. Nutritionally you can ask people. I don't know. She can tell you. It will have some value, it will have, definitely. Birbal, he told Akbar, na, ki Begun means what? It has no comparison with anything else. It is so loaded with guna. It means both. Either ways. How true whether it's Akbar Birbal legend or not, I don't know, but
Same thing as Begum. Nothing. Begum and Begum. Same meaning.
No, gun. Gun means qualities. Gum means attachment. Begum.
Like gum, no, there's no other gum.
Sorrow. Begum and Begun.
Begum means you have two sorrows. You have the Begum. And Begum also.
Begum is two sorrows.
Should you be saying that?
Whoever has Begum has two sorrows. Correct.
Begum is without sorrow. That's what it means.
That is, if you have good relationship with your spouse, then you have no sorrow. Otherwise, your sorrow plus spouse sorrow, double sorrow you are having. Begum. So anyway, Dvesha means to start seeing the beneficial side of it. I may not like it, but I should start seeing. Like somebody said, I don't like swimming. But you start seeing the good part of it. Then the conditioning in the mind will reduce. And then engage in it. Second step. In the other one, I am seeing the painful side and disengaging. Here I have to see the good side and engage. If I am a spiritual seeker, actually, the fastest way to grow, if one wants to grow fast in spiritual life, what is the fastest way to grow, Every day do one thing that you dislike, which is good for you, which is dharmic. Every day, one thing.
Why do you dislike something that is dharmic?
No. I like swimming. There's nothing adharmic about it, but I dislike it. I am saying why do something which I dislike, which is dharmic, is because I may say that, I love you very much, I don't like to hit you, but I have to do something. Pata. Thappad. That's why he said dharmic. It should be dharmic, it should not violate dharma. So what I don't like, I have to do that, which is dharmic. Maybe some food item I don't like, or maybe meeting somebody I don't like, or exercise I don't like, or getting up early I don't like, anything. Yeah, I have to do.
So down, that person is negative and I don't like it. Why should I want to meet that person?
Yeah, I am not talking about such people. I am talking about people for whom my mind has dvesha. That person has done maybe one thing, or maybe one aspect of that person is not appropriate. But that person is a whole. There are many other sides to that person. Such people, then I must connect with them. Because it's a dvesh in my head. And I should learn to connect the other aspects of that person. What we typically do is, because of one experience, one sentence that person has said, we write off the whole person. I am talking about that. I am not talking about very, very toxic people completely. That you can keep away from. That is not a problem. The degrees will be different in each person. But there are some people who just can't work with anybody. You see? They are all individual players. They can't work with team. Can't work with people. Can't get along with whoever it is. It doesn't have to be only in the corporate world in a team. It can be some family, it can be friends, it can be even people at home, anyone. They just can't, they will have what they call Chhattis Kankada with everybody. That attachment which I have towards I so much, that makes me put away everybody, that I have to overcome. Because then I have a special dvesha. That I have to overcome. We are not talking about people who are going to be very harmful. That I can be discriminative about and I can keep away, which anyway Vedanta tells us. If it is very bad company completely, then avoid it. Dussanga sarvatha eva tyajya. We are not talking about bad company completely. We are talking about what dvesha we have built. in our mind. That has to be put aside. So dvesha goes when I see the good side and I engage more and more. So now if raga and dvesha reduces, to that extent mind will be quieter. See, the Holi is coming up now next week. One of the significances of Holi is that to reduce raga and dvesha, to forgive people and be friendly, be happy. Let go, whatever has happened, it's gone, finished. Reconcile, move ahead, look ahead. Because so much negative energy blocks our own progress in our mind. So I need to let go of that. So truly, Holi actually is a festival to get out of raga and dvesha. It is to be happy, to be loving to everybody, whoever is there around.
It's the first day of the new year.
No. That is Gudi Padwa. Hindu New Year starts in Gudi Padwa time. See, in Holi, we remove all our... Both. Prahlad was taken and he sat, no? I mean, the Holika sat. Did Prahlad's mind have any dvesha towards Holika? No. Did his mind have any dvesha towards his father also? No. He did not have any dvesha towards his father, who is every day attempting to murder him in a different way. You were not affected by fire.
Swamiji just went to Banaras and he said that in the Hindu calendar starts from the day after Holi. Like the burning of the Holi is like blowing out the candle when you have the vigil. And the first day after that is the first day of that month is the new Phagun month of Phagun. That is the first month, like in January.
No. Chaitra is the first month.
What month is that?
Standard Hindu calendar, Chaitra month will be the first month, which is the first tithi of that is called Gudi Padwa. That will come next. April. End of March, April, it will come that time. Chaitra Mas. That is Gujaratis. So the Gujarati calendar, financial calendar of Gujaratis begins that day. The Hindu calendar is actually, we follow this only, Chaitra. No, I'm telling you financial calendar. The Chopada Pujan they used to do, na? That is why they call it New Year.
1st April.
Yeah, it is like 1st April, not 1st Jan. That's just the financial year. The actual Hindu year begins from Chaitra Mas only. And that's how all our festivals are according to that calendar. So Gudi Padwa is the first one. Then Chaitra Navratri, then Ram Navami, Hanuman Jayanti, all that will come like that, one sequence. So the point here is Raga, Dvesha, if we reduce, then this can happen, that I will be able to understand that Raga and Dvesha actually belong to the mind. I am the Atma which is unaffected. And then the person is able to be free. So freedom from Raga and Dvesha will free our mind and intellect to be able to turn within, to recognize the ultimate freedom of the self. That my nature is pure consciousness, I am not this, because they belong only to the mind and the intellect. We have unnecessarily assumed all that on ourselves. If there is a spot on the cloth, what happens? Is it on me or is it on the cloth? It's on the cloth. What will I do? I can remove. I can wear another one. But if I think that the spot is on me because it's on the cloth, how silly is that? That's what we are doing right now. I gave this example in the morning also today in Bhagavad class, that we don't allow anybody. Will anybody allow here? Will anybody allow somebody else to light their clothes on fire? No. You are wearing some clothes, light. Will anybody allow? No. Let people set fire to your clothes which you are wearing. That's what. When we are wearing, we don't allow them. No? At other times, you'll allow them, go and burn.
No,
Not so bad, but nobody allows, na?
She's not attached to society. She's not attached to the rest of her clothes. So she doesn't.
The point is, clothes when we are wearing, we don't allow anybody to set fire to the clothes. But we allow everybody to set fire to our heart so easily. Somebody has to come and tell one sentence about somebody else in our head and our head is on fire. Finished. How can they say like that about me? Arey, what is your problem? Let them say now. You have to clarify, you go and clarify. If they don't change, forget it. You are anyway not this entity. No, Swamiji, but in the relative world, I am this entity. Okay, very good. Continue then. What else? That's how the mind works. You know, a seeker keeps the key of happiness in his pocket, gives away all other keys. And a person who is bound keeps all other keys and gives the key of happiness to everybody else. Finished. Now gone. Now you see how the mind works after that. That the key of my happiness is in everybody's hand. Somebody can come and tell me something, I am gone. Somebody can take away something from me, I am gone. Somebody can bring something in my life, now I am gone. Imagine how many people can control my happiness. Where am I? All other keys I am keeping in my hand. Key of the bungalow, key of the house, key of the cupboard, key of the car, key of the office. All other keys are with me except the main key, which is the master key, which is the key of my happiness. That you take. Please take. Everybody take. मुफ्त में दे दिया वो सबको. This key I am very protective about. No, I won't give to anybody. Arey, Raga and Dvesha, how much is there in our head? Somebody has not even said anything. You just see the entire Ramayana happened. Why? Because that mantra. Arey, Ramayana happened not because of Dhobi. Dhobi came much later. Mantra. This mantra had nothing to do. Idle mind, devil's workshop, has no lena dena with anything. Simply came and poisoned the mind of Kaikeyi, who actually loves Ram. She loves Ram a lot. But this lady comes and instigates Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi also lost it. And what a nakhra she did after that. Baapre. No, I'm not saying no. Both are to blame, but I'm saying, like a mantra, there will be people in our life who have nothing to do with our life. People in our family, friends, they have nothing to do with them. Their insecurity, they project on us, and now we are fighting. She is happily sitting somewhere. How many people come and do that to us? They have nothing productive to do. Simply make some two people fight. Now they sit quietly and watch the tamasha. Now they two are fighting. And we'll fall for it also. Sometimes knowingly also. That's the sad part. So that's why this raga and dvesha is something that we have to overcome. There is nothing called harmless attachment and harmless aversion. That also one aversion. Because we think like that. You know, our mind thinks like that. It's harmless, no? What is wrong in that? It starts from there. What we call is so-called harmless. From there it starts. Because the tendency of the mind to get attached starts from there. Initially it is harmless only. But that when that harmless becomes harmful, do we have so much control in our mind? We don't have. So it becomes harmful. Every smoker starts with harmless smoking only or not? Which smoker wants to be addicted? No smoker wants to be addicted. No person who is drinking alcohol wants to be addicted. They will start with harmless. Social drinking, Swamiji, we have to drink socially. It starts with that. Then, can't stop only. So if we think there is something called harmless attachment, there is nothing called a harmless attachment. Attachment itself is harmful. It is like saying this. There is a cold fire. Arey, how can fire be cold? Fire means heat. There is no cold fire. In the same way, there is no harmless attachment, because attachment is equal to harm. Why? Because attachment means the key of my happiness I have given to somebody else.
Even if you're attached to family.
Everyone, every single attachment is a cause of problem only. Who causes maximum sorrow? Tell me.
Expectations come from it.
If an onlooker tells you you are a fool, it will make no sorrow in my heart. But if my family member says you are a fool, finished. I feel so sad. You think about it. Somebody or the other has told you. There is no attachment which doesn't bring sorrow. So if I don't want sorrow, I should not be attached only. Simple. If anybody else coming and telling me nothing, it makes no difference. I am not attached. Their opinion doesn't matter. Yeah, good one. You are looking in a mirror.
Well practiced.
I used to these bobs, so I have to always combat.
But I will letting it affect you.
Yeah, but not now.
So anyway, that's where it is. The attachment. So there's a list one has to make. So just like I said, every day do one thing which we dislike, that will speed up the progress. Same way I have to find out what are the things I am attached to, who are the people I am attached to, what kind of situations I am attached to. Spiritual life is consciously eliminating attachment. To that extent I remove attachment, to that extent I will be so free. I will go through life effortlessly. But if one attachment also is there, finished I am. You see Mahabharata, na? Every single person who fell is because of their attachment only. To something or the other. Everywhere. Ramayana and Mahabharata both are examples of that. Dashrath Maharaj was so attached to his son, Bhagwan Ram, he died. Can you imagine his attachment? That he lived for, if you see Ramayana, now don't ask me how all that happens. Valmiki Ramayana says Dashrath Maharaj lived for 60,000 years. Okay. Bhagwan Ram ruled Ayodhya for 11,000 years. What is 60,000? What is 11,000? In front of that, what is 14 years? Is nothing. It will go like this. But Dashrath Maharaj couldn't bear separation from his son for 14 years also. He died. Anybody you see, whoever has attachment, that has brought their downfall only. Mahabharata also. Kaikai's attachment to his own, to her own son.
Like Sonia.
Oh, there are a lot of attachments, each one has that way. Power, position. Why it doesn't go to anybody else in that party? वो जाएगा ही नहीं.
Never been meritorious.
That's what I'm saying. So there's an attachment there, no? Yeah. If it is a meritorious system, it will go properly because no attachment to person. You will cultivate it, yeah. So wherever there is attachment, so why I am emphasizing this is in the seeker's mind, the equation must be very clear that attachment and sorrow are directly proportional to each other. Greater the attachment, greater the sorrow. So attachment cannot be justified, and there is nothing called harmless attachment. So I should get out of attachment. The more I am able to be detached, the more I will be able to love also. Because what makes me attached is also the feeling I feel that, oh, if I become detached, then I won't love anymore. No, that is disinterestedness. If I am very detached, I will love much more. So these things, if we are able to do, then the mind will become much more quieter, purer. Then the Atma is realized. So for today we will stop here. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।